Hello students, in this video I'm just going to tell you about the affirmative into negative sentences, means the transformation of sentences part 2. We are going to do affirmative into negative sentences and the rules how to change affirmative sentences into negative. The very first is use of always and never. If we find the word always in affirmative sentence, we will write the word never instead of that word, and use of opposite word of given verb, adjective and noun at the time of negative sentences. Affirmative sentence: I will always remember you, and negative: I will never forget you. Students, you can see we have used the opposite word of remember in the negative sentence. In the next slide, we have the next rule, that is use of sometime and not always. Sometime in affirmative sentence, we will write the word not always instead of that sometime word, and make opposite word of the verb, adjective, noun at the time of negative sentence. For example, he sometimes smokes. Negative: he does not always smoke. The next, we have the rule of all and no. If we find the word all in affirmative sentence, we will write the word no instead of that word all, and make opposite word of the verb, adjective and noun at the time of negative sentence. For example, all men are mortal. Negative: no man is immortal. Here we have used no instead of all and immortal instead of mortal. In the next, we have the use of as soon as and no sooner. With the no sooner, sometimes we use had and sometimes we use did. If we are using had, we use third form of the verb. But if we use did, then we use first form of the verb. And than is also used in the sentence. So if we find the word as soon as in affirmative sentence, we will write the word no sooner, had, and then instead of that word as soon as at the time of negative sentences. As soon as I arrived house, it began to rain. And negative sentence: no sooner had I arrived house than it began to rain. Or if we use did, then how will we write? No sooner did I arrive house than it began to rain. In the next slide, we have used no sooner did I arrive house than it began to rain. In the next slide, we have use of every and no. Students, if we have word every in affirmative sentence, we will write the word no instead of that word every. For example, everybody is dependent. In negative sentence, nobody is independent. I have already told we have to use the opposite word of the given verb, noun or adjective.